Now today we're going to be talking about fishing and the tips and tricks that I picked up in my 30 hours inside of the public test server. And now you might be wondering where the new location that you'll be meeting Linda Lee, the fisherman, and the captain that will be giving you a daily quest every single day at. And friends, this is going to be the Fisherman Rest right next to the Valley Galleria over in the mire. And like I said, you're going to meet the captain that is going to give you some daily quests. It's a good thing to do these type of daily quests because you get some camp rewards and more. And if you want to know more about some rewards that you are going to get from having daily challenges, as well as this list of challenges that you can clearly see right here, as long as Gassy Edit did the right job, or maybe me doing the right job and pointing the right way. I always forget right is left and left is right on a camera. But it's one of those things that Duchess Flames put together a list, a visual list, showing you everything that you get as far as it pertains to doing the challenges, like catching X amount of fish in a certain area nets you this. Catching 760 fish nets you this. Making sure to catch fish in the rain, which, by the way, I love that the team changed that wording from player suggestions, because on the first day of the PTS there were a lot of people confused by this. Just go by those challenges and make sure that you are using common bait, friends. Use common bait. Do not use the improved bait that you can find by going to the coolers, like the ice boxes right outside of the Rusty Pick and stuff like that, because there's a chance that you find some improved bait in there. And then completing public events will net you some improved bait, as well, if you want to trade some improved bait. Maybe somebody's got something you want and they want some improved bait. You can actually trade that with them. But make sure, until you get like your reels up there, like your mods for your fishing rod, by the way, that you just have, it's not in your weapon like inventory or anything like that, it's just on your person. You can craft one to display though, which is pretty heckin' cool. But until you start getting up in there, until like the Mark II reel, or Mark I reel's not really, it's good, but I would say Mark II reel is when you start using improved bait and stuff like that. But until then, I would just use common bait just to finish out those challenges. Just tick it off from time to time. And also, if you've been playing Fallout 76 for quite some time, you will be happy to know that weather stations will have an effect on the type of fish that you can potentially catch. Like a snowy, a rainy weather station may give you a chance to collect or catch rare type of fish, like the once a month axolotls that we have throughout, and that's the only way that you can get the axolotl title for catching all 12 axolotls, is catch one axolotl, the specified axolotl, each and every single month, and only one will be available at a time. So that is going to be quite some time. Of course, 7,600 hours is still the longest challenge, but that is bumping up there, just right there with it. But yes, you might be wondering, what can you do with a fish when you catch it? You can display it. For the fish have no degradation loss, so you can eat the fish if you want to. You can get some HP. You can break it down into fish bits, which, by the way, come back to this video after you fish some. Let me know what's your favorite fish. Mine's the catfish. And it kind of inspired some of the fish that we're going to be cooking in tomorrow's pellet grill smoking video. We did catfish nuggets because the fish in Fallout 76 break down into fish bits. And I saw catfish nuggets and I was like, fish bits, let's go. But we caught some salmon in the game. We caught some catfish, and that's why we did fish bits. Well, catfish nuggets, catfish, and salmon on our pellet grill. But those fish bits, they can be turned into food that you can eat. And by the way, I did have to leave myself a note. Mark IV reel, the advanced drag, and food from fish bits for time to hook is the setup that I would be going for personally, and praying that RNG gets you some of that from your daily quest that you need to do from the captain. But I'm going to tell you what, Duchess Flames does a great job with write-ups and all this sort of stuff, and like putting the visual aspects and everything there. make sure to check the description out and check out her work. She's an absolutely wonderful, wonderful human being. But maybe you're wanting some legendaries. And you're like, Gassy, I'm fishing. Am I going to catch in legendaries? No. You see, Linda Lee is hungry. And Linda Lee likes fish bits. And maybe if you give Linda Lee 25 fish bits, exactly 25 fish bits, she'll give you a 1-star, a 2-star, or even a 3-star legendary item, whether it be a weapon or a piece of armor. And y'all, it's a great thing. Though I am looking forward to seeing the Purveyor modernize in Fallout 76, because the more chances that we get in legendaries definitely makes it where she's like not so sought after. But if you're a new player to Fallout 76, this is prime time for you to have legendaries. I mean, my God, could you imagine? Like folks, think about it 2 years ago. What if we had that? Oh my God. Dude, I'm so jealous of new players in Fallout 76. This is a great time to be playing, by the by. But yes, so challenges like catching X amount of fish will net you a certain reward that Duchess Flames put on her website and shows what you're going to be getting. I love that there's an actual visual representation. I wish Bethesda could figure out how to do that with challenges. Like if you were to get a bobber, maybe there'd be like a preview button or something like that, that when you click on the challenge, it does like the 3D animation type rotation or something like that. But in doing the fishing challenges, you'll get stuff, rod improvements, bobbers, and more. And one cool one I really do like, it's a catch X amount of glowing fish. Nuka-Cola Quantum Bobber. That thing is absolutely cool. And we went through and caught almost every single fish. We didn't catch every single axolotl. We didn't catch the local legends and stuff like that. But if you want to know where some local legends are, and just looking at the challenges, you'll see something about, looks like Big Mall. Yes, Big Mall, Wavy Willards, and the Organ Cave are the 3 places that you can catch the local legends. And you're going to be using at least improved bait on this, because it's going to be a long ride. I spent 30 hours. I did not catch any local legends. Let me just say that. My RNG was not great. Now, I didn't spend all 30 hours at these places, but I definitely spent about 3 to 5 hours at these locations. And my RNG was not good. I did not use superb bait. I only used common bait and improved bait for all of my stuff. But you don't want to go after the local legends. The axolotls are the bigger type of fish until you at least have the Mark II reel. Mark II, yes, it's going to be a lot easier for you to catch them. It's still going to be a pain in the tuchus, and you're definitely going to scream at your screen. I didn't do that. I would never get mad at a video game and cuss out a fish because I wasn't streaming or anything like that. You're absolutely crazy. I would never, ever do that. Now, axolotls, I can't remember if we talked about this right offhand because, again, I don't script any of this stuff. You'll clearly tell when I script something. But axolotls, once a month, every month, a new one will spawn in, and that is how you're going to get the title for finishing that challenge, for catching all 12 axolotls. And now, again, fish do not spoil. It's going to be a great time to put them on food meals and stuff like that, or just eat them for a quick snack or anything like that. There are some new recipes, but the one for catching for time to hook is probably the best one, at least for fishing. Everything else, there's kind of something it already does, so it's not necessarily that these fishing recipes are better, but it's something that they're good to have. They're definitely good to have. But as far as it goes to tips, tricks, and everything that I learned in my time fishing, just take your time, enjoy it. Buy common bait from the captain. Buy 100 common bait from the captain and just fish right off the dock or wherever they tell you to do your first daily challenge at. Just go there, fish, look on the challenge board and see, hey, are there any of these fish that Bethesda lists that are in this location that I'm seeing that I am catching? Because they all kind of tell you where they are throughout the list. You'll see catch these fish and it may say like alpine sawgill or something like that. And then you go down and you see catch these fish in the forest, and you might see alpine sawgill in the forest. Then you might see like in the cranberry bog, it says blah, 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 blah sawgill. And then you're like, what is, no, Toxic Valley's noxious. Toxic Valley's like noxious sawgill. So if you get to one that's like, for this challenge, get a Mark II reel or Mark III reel, catch a noxious sawgill. Then you'll know like, oh, Toxic Valley, that's where I need to go get that. Utilize the challenge list. Utilize the challenge list to your advantage so you'll know where to go to get these fish. It's something that took me a little bit to figure out, so I definitely wanted to mention that in this video. But remember, have fun, do your public events for your improved bait. Make sure to trade with people if they have some improved bait and you're wanting that, or go out and look for some refrigerated like coolers and stuff like that, like outside of the purveyor. Those little containers can potentially net you some improved bait, and I hope you have a great time fishing in Appalachia. But remember, you have the rod always. We seem to have a scoreboard skin for the rod, which is absolutely amazing. There was another skin in the PTS that might be coming with the Atomic Shop. It looked pretty cool, though the one on the scoreboard looks good enough to me. It looks nice, but as far as the mini game goes, just have fun. Don't get too overwhelmed with this. It's a very, very easy system that once you get the hang of it, you will understand why it's not a very complicated system, and it's something that I find very relaxing. But y'all, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out. Thank you so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great oh, wait, I forgot. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I forgot all about this. Did I say weather stations matter? I almost forgot about this. That wasn't in my notes. Why wasn't that in my notes? So like rainy, snowy weather stations give you a chance at catching rare fish. A nuked weather station, or just an area that's nuked like in the Cranberry Bog, gives you a better chance at glowing and stuff like that. So make sure, if you've been playing Fallout 76 for quite some time, to utilize your weather stations. But remember, friends, it doesn't have to be your weather station. It could be some randos that you see out in the wasteland and utilize at their camp for their weather station. That still counts for you. It could be your friend. It could be a random person. It could be your mortal enemy. I don't know. You know, it could be the person that you go race against with nukes and stuff like that. I don't know. But utilize the weather stations, because a lot of camps have them. We have them from scoreboards and stuff in the past. So it's one of those things that I'm very, very excited about. But yeah, I'm glad that I remembered that here at the tail end. But again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out. Thank you so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great, wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Peace. Love ya.